Hi, this is Asa Nodelman in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and I just wanted to show you around this break-apart skeleton marionette that I built a few months ago. So I'm going to start just at the level of the body and point some things out. One of the things I'm really happy with is the way the arms turned out. I wanted to change the way the hand rotated on the wrist. Every other marionette that I've ever seen has the hand itself rotating, but as you should know, it's actually our two forearm bones that rotate around each other, and so I wanted to depict that. And so you can see here, that's exactly what I've done. Two bones that rotate around each other, like so. Breaks apart in a few different places. It breaks apart at the shoulders, it breaks apart at the hips, it breaks apart at the rib cage, and then at the neck. So there's that. It's got a jaw that also operates. It's not entirely reliable. Here's the jaw working. Oh. Or it's better if I could hold the top of the head down. Hey, how's it going? So that's that. And as with all of my marionettes, I've designed all of the joints, and this is built off of several anatomical models that I had. I'm really proud of the shape of the pelvis, and I'm really fond of the spinal processes, and there we go. So now moving up a little bit to the controller. There's a main controller here, and there are also slave controllers down here, and the slave controllers are for the hands. They have a special construction because it is a break-apart skeleton, so the strings need to pass through at times, and at other times you need to be able to grab them to operate. That's why they have this pinch. So when you pinch like this, that pinches the strings and you can lift them, and then you can operate the hand like so. As for the controller itself, it's built on the model of my other controllers, so it's made to be held, and then it has string pulls that operate. There's a number in the way, but that's okay. Just try to move that a little bit out of the way. You can hardly see the strings, but here's a hand string that I'm pulling. And it's pulling the hand down there. Just a little bit of action. And that is how most of the motion works, along with the usual tilting of the controller for the head and the body. It's not grounded right now. And that's that. So when I built the break-apart skeleton, what I didn't want is a really large controller. I knew that I could get it to break apart that way, but I didn't want the puppet to be specifically for that break-apart moment. I wanted it to break apart but also be a good performer on stage. That's why it is this shape in the end. And the way it works is actually by itself breaking apart. I'm just going to take it off. It's a little hanger now. So, first actually maybe I'll show you what it looks like when it's breaking apart. The controller splits, and that's how it pulls the different pieces of the skeleton. So now if you'd like to focus down on the skeleton itself, here's the actual action of the break apart. There you go. Like so. And it needs a little bumping to get back down. Here we go. Back down into one piece. So that's the break-apart action at the skeleton level. Now if you want to come and bring the camera up to the controller itself, I'm going to do the same thing. But now you can just focus on what's happening on the controller. You can see all the strings in between the two halves of the controller. And some of them double back, so they pull more string. I think there's a full double back for the head, which goes the furthest. And the legs, which don't get pulled up, have no switchback whatsoever. They're just attached to one side or the other of the controller. And now we're just going to close that again. You can see here's the bumping motion, like so. I'm going to pull it apart again. so that you can see this view of the controller. And you can see all the various holes. I'm going to try and get my black shirt out from behind here so you can see the strings as clearly as possible. Many switchbacks, many holes, lots of design. It took, among other projects, 16 months to put this together. And you can see the two little nubbins that nest together to bring the controller together. And because the Marionette is hanging, it actually holds the controller together on its own. I don't have to worry about it falling apart. And then I can just work it that way. Oh, somebody's leg is a little reversed. Here we go. Let's see. And that is the break-apart skeleton that I made for my gallery show, Necromancy, in 2012. This is Asa Nodelman from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, saying hi to all my friends in Prague. Have a good year.